The other day on stream, I was looking at this OPGG year U fish. Now, at first glance, you're not really going to notice anything super exciting. Diamond 3 player last season, currently they're Plat 1. And, you know, they have a really good win rate, so, they could be a smurf. But, if you just look a little bit down, you'll notice that this is a ranked flex challenger player with a 98% win rate. Now, when I first checked this out on stream, there were actually 99% win rate. And surprisingly, the record then was 241 wins with only 3 losses. Since then, they've won 8 games and lost 2. Now, they've lost a lot of games compared to their track record. I calculated roughly that they went on a 219 game win streak, which is honestly just freaking insane. And while I did do a thorough investigation on stream of this account, the biggest thing was I couldn't even find a match of theirs with a win because it just patched. The only one I could find is one of their losses. And honestly, guys, you really didn't miss that much. They pretty much just got outplayed and the enemy team was freaking good. Now, I have a couple of theories of how this win rate was created. So, my first theory is win trading. Obviously, this might not be legit games that are being played.
I'm trying to flame you, dude. Do you genuinely believe that this player is not win trading? I have to know. Like, do you genuinely believe that this Lucian, hold on, before you answer, let's just watch this one more time. Do you genuinely believe that this Lucian is trying his best to win? He has flash heal. He E flash heals. Doesn't even have to E.
But today we actually get to look at one of their wins, so we're going to kind of find out, because if it was all orchestrated, we're going to find out. There's not going to be a single game where they randomly just don't win trade if they're win trading the whole time, right? The second theory that I have is, since they're swapping accounts all the time, you can scroll down, they're obviously playing with the same people, the same group of people, but the accounts are kind of like, they're getting swapped up for random accounts with random win rates. My other theory was that some of these accounts are actually using cheats. They're using scripts or something, so maybe the guy we're looking at is a legit player, he has some deaths. He doesn't always have the most amazing KDs. He usually has really good KDs overall, to be honest, but it looks like just someone who's playing really well. On the other end, there could be someone on his team who is actually cheating, so they have a big advantage over everyone else they're playing. Now, my third possible theory is, well, I really haven't played much ranked flex, so it is possible that maybe these people are just like master tier players, and they're just beating everyone out. I will say this theory isn't super solid because I actually did inspect a few profiles and some of them were actually master tier or above in their ranked solo rank. Let's see the opponents. I'm curious about the opponents we're seeing. Gold 1, okay. See, now we're kind of getting somewhere. I mean, this is not even like that horrible, I guess. Then master tier. Alright, so when they queue up with these new accounts, I guess that kind of messes up the MMR? I'm not exactly sure what is going on. I think there is some foul play, or something fishy going on, rather. But now we get to actually inspect one of their wins, so let's see if there's anything funky going on. Alright, we're on YouFish's profile in the League client. We're going to go to match history, and I've already downloaded the most recent game, which was a couple hours ago, so let's go ahead and check it out. Alright, so we're in the game, and we're about 33 seconds in. This is kind of the moment where you'd see something going on, so something actually going on. There's some pinging going on. Blue side is pinging this. I don't really see anything win tradey going on quite yet. I mean, so far this kind of looks like a legit game. Like, if you see a win trader, you're typically going to see people pinging some bush or something, and then everyone shows up. Alright, so now we're into laning phase. He's playing a Mumu support, which is, I believe it's still S tier right now. And we are watching the guy in question with the extremely high win rate. I mean, so far it kind of looks like normal gameplay. I'm not going to lie to you. And if we look down into the timeline, not much is really going on, it seems like. So let's just go ahead and just see if something kind of happens at this first kill mark. So laning phase is relatively normal. I mean, Sivir's very oppressive. They got Seraphine on the enemy team. So far, it looks pretty normal. I'm not really seeing anything kind of wild. Alright, so I'm moving into the end game. I just wanted to see the score. Like, it's relatively even. This kind of looks like a normal game. Now, it is a fast-paced game. You know, red team has 3 dragons, and it's only 21 minutes in. Alright, so something's going on. Red team is just vastly ahead. It seems like red team has just outclassed them. I do want to check out at least another game, but let's go ahead and look at the profiles of who they were up against. So let's go ahead and look at the enemy jungler. He's a master tier Diamond 1 player. Now I'm not saying Diamond 1 is equivalent of Challenger. Maybe everyone on you Fish's team is like a booster who is actually a Challenger player. That is, I guess, a theory as well, because how can this guy get stopped that easily? Now, everyone has a bad game. It just seems like they were so dominant that game. Like, there was no question about it. So let's go ahead and look at the Leona, probably the worst player on the team. Diamond 2, Platinum 4, and Flex Q. Elo and Flex Q is obviously skewed. You can queue up with anybody. Let's go ahead and look at another win. So we've got this one here, where he has a perfect game. There's a few perfect people on his team, so I think if there's win trading going on, this is probably the one we should check out. So let's go ahead and check this one out. Alright, so we're in the game now. We've got you Fish, and I guess something a little bit suspicious possibly is that the Sona's name also has Fish in it. You know, sometimes league names are a bit telling of what's going on, but blue team is just making some funny pings, and no one's on the red team is invading. By the way, red team is the team that has the high win rate, so we're kind of just keeping an eye there. Not much feeding going on. Nothing yet. Early cheese play potential right here. Early lane lead. So Sona luckily takes W for blue team. Alright, I think there's definitely a skill gap in the mid lane and potentially bot lane. I think Sona kind of knows what's going on, but maybe Ezreal was a little bit off. So Ezreal burned both summoners. Galio has Ghost. He's just, okay, something is going on mid lane, because how is he, you know, this far behind? I guess it is ranged against Galio, but you wouldn't expect this type of performance. We got First Blood bot lane. Let's go ahead and check that out again. Alright, so if there's an int, it's gonna happen right here. So let's see what Ez... Okay, Ez gets hooked. Ease. Honestly, I think it is possible that there's just a massive skill gap in the bot lane right now. Same with the mid lane. I mean, you know, she's kind of smashing him. Up 10 CS already, 3 minutes in. Look at the top lane. Seems relatively even. Nar's actually pushing pretty hard. CS lead for Nar. Alright, so they're just going for a nasty tower dive. Level, like, 2. I'm surprised Sona didn't stand her the tower. Maybe she thinks she can get away. Oh my goodness. Let's fast forward now, because there's not a death that happens from here on out. So let's look at Kindred versus... I mean, they have even farm. It doesn't look like anyone's griefing right now. I mean, it could be a form of soft griefing that we're not exactly seeing, you know, without analyzing everything. Alright, so we're coming up on the next kill pretty soon, and this looks like just a massive dive once again. I think it's just an outplay. I'm kind of looking for someone to just straight up grief a couple times, or like a really bad play, because this should be high level gameplay. Now obviously stomps can happen at any rank, sometimes even challenger, but what I'm looking for is kind of like an intentional throw by the blue team here, because obviously the red team wins this game. It looks like they're just camping bot lane extremely hard. Alright, so we've got another kill coming up. And I think it's going to happen down here. So let's see what happens. I mean, I think it's just outclassed at this point. Now, let's take a look at the ranks of the players in this game, because honestly, this was a complete stomp. I'm curious to see some of these elos. So I did pull up the game, and now this is you Fish's team. We've got 3 Plat 1s with a Challenger, and we have a Diamond 4. So obviously we're going to get some messed up elos at that point, but look at the other team. We've got Diamond 1, Platinum 3, which is, okay, that's probably their worst player, but he was actually doing the best on that team, so I guess that's a good thing to keep in mind. We've got a Diamond 3 player, a Grandmaster player, and a Diamond 1. So let's go ahead and check out just a couple of these, because I'm curious about their actual solo rank. So the Grandmaster is a Platinum 4 player with 45% win rate, and the Platinum 3 is a actual Platinum player. Alright, so let's go take a look at these other profiles as well. I'm just a little bit curious. So we've got a Diamond 3 player, this is a little bit better, and a Diamond 3 player. So I think what is going on is maybe they're actually not win trading, which is kind of crazy to think. I think you Fish and the people involved in this account are probably boosters or actual Grandmaster players. Now I know it says that he was a Diamond 3 player and that he's a Platinum 1 player, but I believe that this guy has multiple accounts. This is probably not his main account. This is probably his main account for ranked flex. I'm not exactly sure what his actual solo account is. You know, I'm pretty sure they wanted to do this project and maybe he doesn't really play solo. He's just kind of queuing up with these 5 people. And honestly, it is pretty interesting to me because I have never seen anything like this. I mean, I don't think there's anything like this. If you follow Tarzan at all, he made a new account, duoed with somebody. They went 50-0, and I thought that was like the most insane thing. This is way more insane than that, in my opinion. But it seems like strategically they just try to outclass the opponent. See, this one they actually lost, and we see a bunch of skewed elo. We're seeing Platinum 4, we're seeing Platinum 1, Platinum 3, so I guess we don't actually know what to expect when it comes to ranked flex. So let's go ahead and look at this guy. He's an actual Platinum 1 player. So I don't know how they lost that. Rather interesting that this is going on. So this guy's actually a Gold 3 player. Like, how are they losing, though? They just smashed, like, these Diamond players. So this account is really kind of, you know, I don't really understand. If you guys have an idea, leave it in the comments below, because I'm kind of curious. How do you guys think this was even possible? Because they're not losing to the most crazy, like, everyone is Challenger, you recognize a pro name or whatever it is. It's just like these random people, and they're not even the highest rank. Like, this Platinum 1 is higher than some of the people that actually beat him. Which doesn't make any sense to me, but hopefully you guys enjoyed. Make sure to leave a like if you did. Make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.